Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista, here on YouTube, and surprise, you're getting an extra video on Sunday. I normally never record on Sunday. I haven't recorded on Sunday in I don't know how long. But today is Sunday, December 19th. Bill and his daughter left for Tennessee at 3 o'clock this morning. So it is about 10:45 here, so they are over halfway into their journey. I mean, it's like a 12-hour ride. Yeah, so this was the first day in a long time that, you know, I was able to sleep in. I got up and made some coffee, read some of my book, the book is so highly disturbing. The book I'm reading is called The Secrets She Keeps. And it's about these two women and kids and their children and stuff. Yeah, if I remember, I'll link it down below. I know I haven't been linking. Hair is acting cuckoo. Yeah, I wanted to show you before I found an article that has 15 Christmas true crime murders. Yeah, obviously they're really short, but I can give you like the synopsis of them. I thought that would be interesting to do today. But I wanted to show you some of my favorite things that I've purchased here lately. So you guys know that I got the, in the Witchy Stitcher box from Brandon, I had coffee beans. So I bought a coffee grinder. This one's fantastic. It's Hamilton Beach, $15 from Amazon. I will link it down below. My favorite part about it though, the cord is retractable. All you gotta do is pull this down and the cord's there. Don't you love that? Like, it takes up, you know, you don't have all these cords hanging, because I unplug it and plug it in every time I use it. Love it. Yeah. And by the way, Brandon did contact, I think her name is Meg, the Witchy Stitcher, and she's going to send me a new mug. Yay! And she bought a couple extra mugs just in case what happened. I tried to glue the handle. That wasn't happening. So, I have found a favorite hairspray. So I don't like crunchy, you can see my hair is very movable, right? I don't like crunchy hairspray. So this company called Fave 4. This is texture takeover. So what I do when I curl my hair, I then fluff it out, spray this in, it gives it like volume, okay? And then this will hold it. So I put these two in my hair. And it's still like, I mean, I put hairspray in and you can still, you know, you can still run your fingers through it and it's still, yeah, I will link these down below. They're not cheap. They're like $15 a bottle, but well worth it. And then the final thing is Colourpop had a big Black Friday sale and I bought some of their makeup. I'm wearing one of their lippy sticks, which are really cool. But these eyeshadow palettes. So many people have trouble with eyeshadow, and you know, I'm not perfect either. But these little quads, what's nice is, you know, this shade goes on your lid, this goes in the crease, and then you can do this on the lid too. And so I'm wearing this one today, if you can see how I did it, right? So this color is on my lid, this color I have in the crease. And then I put this color like on the other part of my lid and then this other color like in the corner. Yeah, it was so easy. It took me like 2 minutes to do my eye makeup. I mean, yeah. And so I bought a bunch of those because these, very inexpensive. Colourpop is very inexpensive makeup brand. So I'm trying them out one by one because I bought a whole bunch. And then speaking of makeup, I received a lovely gift from Mary Bazoyan. She bought me a Nars Assist eyeshadow palette. I can't wait to try this. And the only reason I didn't try it today was because I left it up here when I was doing my makeup. But look at all of these fantastic colors. So there's a couple, like, I love the glitter and shimmery colors. So there's a couple of those. These will look fantastic. Absolutely. And Nars is a really good brand. I have their blush. I like their blush, and yeah, these makeup brands, they really know what they're doing. So this is called, the palette's called Wanted. I love the names they give these eyeshadows. Seven Heaven, Shooting Star, Delirium, Temptress, Wicked Game. Like, whose job is that? I want that job to name eyeshadows, right? Yeah. So Mary, thank you so much. I absolutely love that. You can never go wrong with getting me makeup. Okay. So let's talk about, the last time I talked to you was Friday. So Friday I was done work, not until about 7:30. What did we do for dinner? We did Lido's. And so we ordered it. I ordered it online. We went out and got it, came back. We were in bed by 10. And then Saturday I had to work the arbitration. I worked from 9 a.m. until 1:30. And then I had a massage at 5 o'clock. We came home. I stopped and just got us some dinner on the way home. Bill went to bed at 7. Now, my plan was to stitch, but I didn't because I was also sort of tired, still exhausted from the arbitration and all of that. But when I get a massage, she uses massage oil. And she doesn't rub it in my hair, but she rubs the back of my neck. And so it gets on the underside of my hair. So I knew I was going to have to come home and take a shower. Well, I had taken a shower earlier in the day, but I said, okay, when I come home, I'm going to wash my hair. I've washed my hair in our kitchen sink like, I don't know how many times. I do it all the time. And so that's what I did. I washed my hair, I dried it, I actually even curled it because then I got up this morning and it took me like 5 minutes to do my hair. You know what I mean? So I did that last night and then I read some of my book and what did I watch? Oh, that's right. I have a new technique I'm going to do a video on. I'm going to try it. On how to do the loop method with 3 strands of floss. Because the next time I stitch on 14 count, I really think I'm going to use 3 strands for coverage. And there is a way that you can do the loop method, so stay tuned for that. I may put up that video today, this week. I'm going to do a magazine flip through. I got the newest issue of Just Cross Stitch in the mail, so I am going to do that flip through. But, yeah, so I was in bed by 10-ish. And then he was up at 3, so I could hear him, and then he came down and said goodbye, and then I went back to bed until, I want to say 7:30, 8 o'clock. I mean, that's sleeping in, right? Got up, got a cup of coffee, read some of my book, put laundry in. I did a small grocery order, so that came, and I put that away. Of course, I ordered sushi from DoorDash. Yes, indeedy. So that will get me through the next couple days because Bill's not going to be home until probably Tuesday evening, afternoon, something like that. So Sunday, today and tomorrow. And they took my car because my car gets really good gas mileage. So I have Bill's truck if I need to. And he was like, I said, I probably won't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere. Oh, I do want to apologize, though, about my P.O. box because someone messaged me, and they know who they are, and said a package was returned to me. Was this your right P.O. box address? And I felt so bad. With my schedule with the arbitration, I literally have had 0 time to get there. I really am thinking about, in the new year, getting a different P.O. box. There's a UPS store that's only like 10 minutes from the house versus, you know, me half-hour ride to the post office. So I may think about getting the P.O. box there. I will let you guys know. But in the meantime, seriously, if you, and a bunch of people have messaged me, if you're planning to send me something or want to, message me and I may give you my home address because I've done that with a few people that have messaged me. Yeah, it's just been so difficult for me to get there. I haven't been there the whole month of November because we just had just craziness with, you know, the COVID scare and then the arbitration. I had 3 out of the 4 weeks and yeah, I just didn't get there. And now with shipping and everything, I know the post office is nuts. And what's funny is like, oh, I'll go Monday. Can't go Monday. Bill has both of my P.O. box keys because I keep a spare key in my car, which he's driving my car. and then he has my keys. So I don't have any P.O. box keys, so I won't be able to do that until like Wednesday. But Bill did tell me the tree is lit. You know, the tree, my tree that I love. That, yeah. So I think Wednesday night we're gonna go riding around, and I'm gonna try to get him to stop at Chick-fil-A so I can get a milkshake. Peppermint chip. Yeah. So that's probably gonna happen on Wednesday. So I will probably be posting a picture on Instagram. Oh, I have been enjoying last night, no lie, when I was laying in bed, I was watching Seinfeld. I watched Instagram Reels for like an hour and a half. I kid you not. And so I post my favorite ones to my story. Some of them are so funny and cool. And I send a lot to my sister. Like, we send a lot of like dog and cat ones back and forth because they're just so cute. But yeah. And I can't believe Christmas is next week. It's a week. It's less than a week away now. This is Sunday. Christmas is only 6 days away. I can't even believe it. And I have a massage on Wednesday. Looking forward to that, right? Yeah, I was supposed to have a mammogram. And they called me Thursday, which I thought they were calling to confirm it because they will usually do it that early. And no, they were calling to say, have you had your booster? And I said, yeah, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And they said, well, we've been having instances where people that have had their booster have showed enlarged lymph nodes. And if that happened, you would have to come back for another appointment. And I went, I'll just reschedule it then. So now my mammogram is not until January 14th, which means from here on out, now it's going to be in January because you insurance won't pay for more than one a year unless you have an issue or a problem. So, but yeah, I was like, I'm not coming back for 2 appointments. So, Friday, January 14th, which I don't know what our schedule is going to be like anyway for January, but I found out yesterday too, the arbitration, not only are we have 2 weeks in the last 2 weeks of March, they're asking for 2 more weeks. But some of the parties think the panel is not going to approve that. Oh, okay, that reminds me, I'm glad I talked about that. One of my subscribers, Joanne, who I love her, she's the one that painted me the fox and the woman. And we've talked on Instagram, and we've been like online friends for a really long time, ever since my channel. She lives in the UK, and she does fantastic knitting and cross stitching, and she has her own channel. Okay, anyway, she was like, please explain the difference between an arbitration and what you regularly do. So, okay, on a normal, forget the arbitration, on a normal, just everyday work day, first of all, they all start at different times. Like one day I may have one that starts at 10, one may start at 12. Sometimes we have ones that start at 1 p.m. Most of the time they start at 10 a.m. and they'll go 4 or 5 hours. So most of the time I'm done work by like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Sometimes it's 5 or 6, but the job sheet will give you the indication. There's 2 attorneys normally, the one who's questioning and the one who's representing the witness, and there's 1 witness. Very easy to keep track of, all that. This arbitration, first of all, I work from 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. every day we do it. A regular job too, it's only 3 scopists, and I send it to the proofreader after we're done for the day. In the arbitration, we have 4 scopists and 2 proofreaders proofreading behind us because the jobs are due the very next day. Most of the time on a regular job, it is 8 business days due. Sometimes we have expedited stuff, but most of the time, if it's regular turnaround, 8 business days. What makes the arbitration different, first of all, is we also don't always work 5 days a week. Sometimes she'll only take 3 days a week, 4 days a week. This is, 5 days, 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. There are about 25 attorneys there. And if they go through a witness in the course of a day, 15 people could question. And sometimes they'll have 6, 7 witnesses in a day. Yeah. It's a lot to keep track of, a lot of terminology, a lot of people talking. And it's, some of the stuff we have is not hard. term-wise. This is very technical. They're talking about plumbing terms and architectural terms, and I'm not a fucking architect. I'm not a plumber. So tons of documents. I mean, there are millions of pages of documents in this case. I mean, it is like taking a deposition and like exploding it to like the 100th degree. Seriously. So that is the easiest way for me to explain that. Okay. Well, we only have one more week of it. We have it the week after Christmas, the 27th through the 31st. And the 31st, they're going to end early because we weren't supposed to have it that day at all. And then we have a break until March. So, but, I mean, I'll be working. We'll have just regular jobs. We'll just go back to working regular stuff, which is going to feel like a breath of fucking fresh air at this point. Seriously. All right. So, now that I've talked and blabbed for 15 minutes, let's talk about 15 Christmas true crime murders and disappearances. So this article is from Merry Happy Holidays. That's what it says. It says reading time 12 minutes, but nah, I'm better than that. Okay. The first one is called the Johnston Holiday Party Murder. And let me know if any of you have heard these down below. Let me know in the comments if you heard. Now this one was from 1894 and it's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So a couple of friends, John and Amy Johnston, are hosting a Christmas dinner party and invite Daniel Heron and his wife as guests. All things are going well. Everyone is merry and bright until an argument breaks out between Daniel and John, whereby Daniel attempts to shoot John in a fit of anger. What? Who does that? Amy Johnston gets caught in the line of fire. Was she trying to protect her husband? And she gets injured by the gunshot. She dies soon after. And Daniel is arrested for manslaughter. Wow. Okay, well, they probably weren't expecting that to happen at a Christmas party. But you mix, doesn't say they were drinking, were they? But you mix alcohol and a party, no telling what can happen. All right, the Hulaver murders. This one was solved too, December 24th, 2002 in Middletown, Pennsylvania. So, Ernest Hulaver Jr., who was a convicted child molester and pedophile, fabulous, assaulted both of his daughters prior to the murder. He broke into his former home with the help of his brother and killed his wife and daughters. He now sits on death row with any appeals at the state level being exhausted, while his brother is also currently serving a 12 to 25 year sentence for his help in the crime. Jesus Christ. Wow. Yeah, and there's a couple of podcasts that have covered that story. That's horrible. Okay, ooh. I either need more coffee. I posted a story on Instagram, which I am kind of careful about trying to post stuff where it talks about, where it mentions drugs, because I'm cognizant that a lot of people struggle with addiction. But this one was just so funny. It said, I need something more than coffee, but less than cocaine. Right? Okay, yeah. All right, so the next one is the Dallas Christmas killings. Christmas Day 2011, obviously in Dallas, Texas. A father who dressed as Santa Claus went to his home where his family was holding a Christmas party. Now, his family, as in like parents, aunts, uncles, it doesn't say. Using the 2 guns he brought with him, he executed his entire family and then killed himself. So the motive, he was under financial and marital stress, and the holiday triggered feelings of rage, which does to some people. I mean, holidays are a very tough time for a lot of people, and, you know, unfortunately from here on out, you know, we're going to recognize that Bill's sister passed. She passed on December 12th, so that, well, I ordered him a little urn, and he picked out the picture and everything that I'd gotten from my grandparents, where I was able to put his sister's name and her birth date, death date, and then her picture on the lid. So, yeah. Okay, so the next one is the missing Sodder children. So this one is unsolved. This was Christmas Eve, 1945 in Fayetteville, West Virginia. A mysterious fire destroyed the home of George and Jenny Sodder while they slept on Christmas Eve, 1945. George and Jenny and 4 of their children managed to escape, but the other 5 children, Jesus, they had 9 kids. The other 5 children were never seen again. A series of unfortunate obstacles prevented George from attempting to rescue his children. Ladder missing, vehicles not starting, windows not opening, and no operator being on duty that night at the fire hall. No remains of the children were ever found, and grief-stricken George and Jenny searched relentlessly for their missing children, exploring numerous leads, conducting their own investigations, and maintaining a billboard for the missing children along a highway in West Virginia. So this case has been covered on a couple podcasts, but a possible explanation is that George was an outspoken critic of Benito Mussolini and fascism, which made him a target of the Sicilian mafia. Now remember, this was 1945, so. Okay, the next one says deadly Chinese food delivery. December 23rd, 1993 in the UK. Paul Logan worked as a delivery driver for a Chinese restaurant in Black Hill, County Durham, and was called out to deliver food to Blue House Farm on December 23rd, 1993. He was told when he arrived that no one had ordered food. His bludgeoned body was later found in an area of farmland close to his vehicle parked at the end of the lane leading toward the farm. The killer or killers have not been found, and the family is still hoping for information about what happened. Jesus! Wow! How horrible. Okay, the next one is the Ashland tragedy. December 23rd, 1881 in Ashland, Kentucky. Just before Christmas in 1881, a horrible series of events occurred in Ashland, Kentucky. A home owned by the Gibbons family was found ablaze in the early hours of Christmas Eve, and upon further investigation, 3 dead bodies were found, those of Fanny Gibbons, her brother Robert, and their next-door neighbor, Emma Thomas. However, these individuals were brutally murdered in the Gibbons home before the fire. You can't fucking cover up murder with a fire. People can tell, right? 3 men ended up convicted of the crime. A bricklayer named George Ellis, who confessed to the crime, and his co-workers William Neal and Ellis Craft, who he had named as accomplices. But the story doesn't end with the conviction and sentencing of the accused. Following the conviction of George Ellis to life in prison, a vigilante mob would encounter a militia group of the governors in a showdown that shook this small town and has become one of the darkest chapters in Kentucky history. Wow. Okay, the next one is called Bloody Christmas. Christmas Eve, 1951 in Los Angeles, California. A police force undergoing reforms that began in 1938 to raise the entrance standards, training, and pay for LAPD police officers was not able to quell the deteriorating relations with the Mexican-American community and improve perceptions of crime on behalf of this community. The strong anti-Mexican sentiment led to racial profiling and often violent encounters between police responding to calls involving Mexican-Americans regardless of their innocence. On this particular Christmas, LAPD officers assaulted a group of men in Riverside, which led to the arrest of these men hours later at their homes. LAPD officers attending a Christmas party caught wind of the fight, and 50 of these officers took it upon themselves to avenge their fellow officers by inflicting severe beatings on 6 prisoners for over 90 minutes, causing major injuries on the arrested men from earlier that evening. There was a cover-up, internal investigation, and eventual grand jury hearing into those involved and the LAPD without much effect. Oh my God, that's horrible. Okay, so it says a version of this incident is recounted in the 2011 film LA Confidential. It is a major scene in the movie and ties into the character development of Russell Crowe's character Bud White. Okay. Christmas Day, 1885 in Magnum, Texas. So the trio of Jack Doyle, Don Sullivan, and Buck Hannon led to hurt feelings when insults began involving Jack Doyle's wife and Don Sullivan. A fight ensued and Doyle shot Sullivan dead with his revolver. But good old Buck Hannon avenged Sullivan by following Doyle back to his hotel where he shot and killed him. You know, in 1885, I'm guessing this is how stuff was resolved. You just killed the person that was pissing you off, right? Since this was the late 1800s, no Western stick-up would be complete without the guilty jumping on his trusty steed and escaping the Texas town on horseback, like Buck Hannon did, riding off into the sunset. Okay, the Lawson family murders, Christmas Day, 1929 in Germantown, North Carolina. Oh, I did this story. This story was fascinating. So Charlie Lawson was a farmer who lived with his wife and 7 children in Germantown, North Carolina. Christmas 1929 would be their last day together. Prior to Christmas, Charlie took the family into town for new clothes and a holiday family portrait. But despite this otherwise enjoyable pre-Christmas outing, the family would not live beyond Christmas Day. So Charles Lawson murdered his wife and 6 of his 7 children in a tragic cold-blooded killing spree that resulted in him killing himself afterwards. The eldest son, 16-year-old Arthur, was spared only because he had gone to spend time with a friend. I thought the story said he had went to the store to get something, if I remember. The Lawson family was found by extended family who had come to visit on Christmas Day. And Arthur was never right after that, which I can imagine. And I want to say he died in a car accident. He died like well before his time. So no one really knows the motive for everything that Charles Lawson did, but there's a rumor that he may have been having an incestuous relationship with his eldest daughter Marie, and she was pregnant with his child, and that the wife wasn't. Obviously, like that story was horrible. Okay, the thing about Pam. December 27th, 2011 in Troy, Missouri. Russ Faria came home from a game night 2 days following Christmas to find his wife Betsy dead. He was charged and convicted of her murder despite his protests of innocence. But what looked like a signed and sealed case was only the beginning of what was a diabolical scheme that set off a chain of events, leaving one man dead and another implicated. Okay, they don't really explain it though. Might have to look that one up. Did I do that one? I've done a lot of true crime, but I don't think I did. It was on Dateline. It says episodes airing from 2014 to 2019. Okay, the murder of Margaret Bell. Christmas Day 1901 in Brooklyn, New York. A story of suspected infidelity and jealousy. Although John Bell and his wife Margaret were married 15 years, when Margaret found out she was pregnant, John didn't believe the baby was his. He had no evidence that Margaret had been unfaithful to him, but proceeded to vent his suspicions by verbally abusing, threatening, and bullying his wife. John had become so embroiled in his distrust and jealous thoughts that he confronted Margaret with a gun, intending to kill her then himself. Margaret desperately tried to defend herself and her unborn child, but John fired his gun and shot Margaret through the left eye. Wow. John then became so overwhelmed by guilt, he went outside to confess his crime to a policeman. And of course, this next case would be on here, the murder of Jonbenet Ramsay, which has been probably one of the most talked about cases since it happened. We watched like a couple of things on Dateline about it, or 2020. So Christmas Day 1996 in Boulder, Colorado. In 1996, a 6-year-old girl named Jonbenet, popular on the beauty pageant circuit, had her life taken from her at some point in the early hours of Christmas Day. Yeah, her death consumed headlines for weeks and months following, and there have been hundreds of books, TV documentaries, and articles written because her murder has never been solved. The whole thing is bizarre. The whole thing. And what I always want to know is why? What was the reason that this 6-year-old girl was killed? Okay, so America's largest mass murder of family members. December 22nd and 26th, 1987 in Dover, Arkansas. 16 dead. Jesus. So, America... Wait a minute, I'm not even going to read that sentence. The deliberate and gruesome killings of 14 members of the Simmons family by Ronald Gene Simmons Sr., followed by the murders of 2 other individuals and the wounding of 4 more innocent people during his rampage killing spree. Simmons was charged with 16 counts of murder, found guilty, sentenced to death, and executed in 1990. Why? Why did he do it? Okay, how many more do I have? Only like 3 more. The Stagger Lee murder, Christmas 1895 in St. Louis, Missouri. Lee Shelton was a pimp and gambler. Nice. Okay. Who became part of folklore for murdering Billy Lyons over an apparent theft of a Stetson cowboy hat. On Christmas night 1895, Shelton and Lyons were both drinking heavily inside a saloon where they got into a heated political argument. Dude, no. Politics, no. Politics and alcohol, hell no. William Billy Lyons was said to have grabbed Shelton's Stetson hat off his head and refused to give it back. Shelton proceeded to shoot Lyons in the stomach, retrieved his hat, and walked away. Shelton was arrested a short time later as Billy Lyons would die from his injuries. Shelton died from tuberculosis in 1912 after spending a combined 15 years in prison. The 1895 murder of Billy Lyons by Lee Shelton was the inspiration behind the popular song Stagger Lee. Really? Okay. And the last one, no, next to last. The Santa of Covina, Christmas Eve 2008 in Los Angeles, California. A week after Bruce Pardo's divorce was finalized, a week before Christmas 2008, he went to his former in-laws' home with intentions to harm his ex-wife Sylvia and her family. The most disturbing part of this plan was that he showed up to the house dressed as Santa Claus, and when an 8-year-old girl answered the door, he shot her in the face. What the actual fuck? How do you do that? He proceeded to shoot a total of 9 members of the family before setting the house on fire, injuring several others before running away and ending his life at his brother's house after suffering severe burns in the house explosion. What? Okay. And the final one, murder in Madison, Christmas Day 1977 in Madison, Wisconsin. A man leads police to a body buried in a snowbank on Christmas Day 1977. The murder in Madison, Wisconsin would captivate the public with a tale of sex, murder, drugs, and money. But we don't know what all that was. Okay, so had you heard of any of those? Fascinating. The crime is fascinating. I have a new series of true crime stories we are going to do on this channel. The celebrity ones, I went through the rest of the book and I didn't like them. So, yeah, we're going to do some other ones though, starting tomorrow, Monday. I am probably going to be doing some Stitch with Me's and Diamond Paint with Me's this week since I have off. Yeah. Okay, so I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Sunday, and I hope you enjoyed this bonus video, because don't expect a video all the time on Sunday. No. I usually take Saturday and Sunday off from recording. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.